Hi, welcome back. Recently, one of my good friends, wushurichard, has done, to my last check, a 19-set video on using knives. And it's really cool, you should check it out. And I realized that I never touched on knives in any way, shape, or form, and so today's lesson is on that, and it's inspired by wushurichard. Thanks much, man. Hey, it's all you had on you at the time, and someone jumps you. The first thing that you have to look at is one of the standard points that I make often, which has to do with attack zones and threat zones. Now, his threat zone, I'm already in it. I can get hit from this angle, where I can't reach him yet. Now, I can't reach his torso. I can reach his arms, which is important, because if he wants to strike me, he has to move his arms out at least a little bit, and they are in range. But in this particular case, doing that, you're going to get hit as well. So this is going to be a couple of ideas to consider. Now, if they're coming from your open hand side, because sometimes they are left-handed, sometimes they're right-handed, sometimes you're one or the other. So if they're coming from your open hand side, all right, you have the option of blocking, and give me like a simple combo, okay? All right. You can do this, and you can block with a small weapon, and it's plausible. But you're mainly on the defense at this particular point. What you have to do is, as if you were fighting with a mid-sized weapon against a long-sized weapon, you need to fight with a short-sized weapon against a mid-range, same tactics. You have to move in past their attack zone, so you step way into their attack zone, but now I'm close enough to do something to him, and it also makes his length useless. He has to come in from odd angles if he wants to do any sort of thrusting, and strikes are going to open up anything to his arms, any sort of thing. So you have to get in close. Now, mind you, they're not going to just let you. We're going to put it into the inverted position, all right? Now, I'm going to lay it across my arm, my forearm, and the blade is here. This is where the blade would be. Let's start with a 2, okay? Blocking this weapon here will allow you options. As the block happens, step in and grab them, grab their weapon, grab whatever you can get a hold of, because from here you can slide across that arm. You can also slide across their neck. You can come in and hit them. Alright, get in close. So let's go with a 1, okay? Come in with the 1. Now that you have them here, you have all of this option to work with. You can also come across the arm. You can come then across the neck. So, say you're in a standard position, these rules still apply. Give me a 1 again. You step underneath it, catch it, like a standard block on an outside strike. But as you do that strike, catch it and then wrap it. Now that you have it wrapped and turned and relatively secured, the blade is now past you. You now have free access to make multiple strikes with the short range. Now give me a 2. So we're talking about the other side. Now if it comes this way, you can move their arm and then come back in here. Now, you don't want to stick it into the bladed fury of blender death. Then you have still options. Give me a 1 again. As you come in, move it immediately into that strike. Alright? Often sword fights go defensive for a minute. A lot of sword fights are, whack, 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 and they fight down here, and they don't move this attack zone. They don't push this flow inward towards the opponent. If you don't push towards them, they won't back up. They may push towards you, and you have to back up. Unless, of course, you're using dagger, and then you want to be right here, because this is a good place to be. But how the flow of a fight goes, how this action moves, all right, is a continual motion forward. If you are outgunned by size, you have to get in close. You have to move in. Because if you just stay on the edge of your defense zone, just on the edge of their attack zone, you'll never reach them. Unless, of course, you're going to huck it. And at which point, you got options there too. There's always a counter to the counter to the counter of the counter. Right now we're going to talk about this forward motion, this movement inward. Alright? One again. Coming in and then attacking immediately. Alright? Give me a 2. Coming in from this side and just bring it up into them. Alright? Any of these motions, and I'm just pushing them around while I'm talking to you. Alright? Really focusing in on the fight. I suggest taking a lower stance, smaller target, and also more of the attacks are going to be coming from this angle. And if you can know where the angle of the attack is coming from, it will help you survive. So say for points being, you are blocked off here. You can't run. And this guy is going to come at you with a weapon. And in the wild, if you are confronted by a mountain lion, what many experts say to do is get as big as you can and chase that kitty. Come in at it, alright? And turn the aggressor into a defender. Recently, I was just talking to one of my people about that exact thought, the mind frame. I say often that the mind frame and the mental capacity and the way that you see things is very important in a fight, and this is true. If I'm backed up against a wall and all I have is a knife and he has a sword, instead of being taken over by fear and going, oh no, I'm backed up against a wall and I have a small weapon, save your own life. At this point, try not to kill. Notice that I'm not doing mini chest shots and so on. Alright? Try to leave them alive. But if you can't and you have no other option, this man will hunt you down forever until one of you die. Push through him. Make the attack happen past him. And what I mean by this is, alright, say that you're like you were going to come in. I'm already on top of him. As soon as that attack happens, you just jump, you move in, you become the one who is controlling the fight, not the one who is trying to just merely survive it because you're out-weaponed. It's a tactic in your head. Now, that particular thing, I think we moved off camera there. That particular attack, as you came in. Now, I haven't mentioned thrusts at all, because they're going to keep you at range. They're going to be like, aha, oh, you can't reach me. Now, once again, this is just something you can move past. It's an obstacle, nothing more. Right? Here I have it, and now I'm laying this blade across his thumb. I brought this up close so you can see what we're doing. Alright, I have this blade right across his thumb. Okay? So as that comes in and you move in, you make the slice as you come in for the body. Okay, try again, one more second. Alright, as this comes in, like I said, take that thumb. Once the thumb is taken, you can make a strike, not even with the blade, you can use the pommel. Alright, I guarantee you take a knife pommel and just whack, whack, whack to someone, they'll really reconsider whether or not they want to continue this. Using knife tactics in close-up, to sum up, is you want to be able to get as close as you can to the target. Don't allow for a large volley of attacks to happen, where you can block them, and it is possible. The odds are eventually they're going to get something in. In this particular case, you have to move quick, you have to move deftly, you have to move in, make your strike, and get it over with. Or you're going to lose! It's going to be terrible. You'll be like, oh, bleeding everywhere! So, I hope this gives you a little bit of idea of how to work with short weapons. Now, with this, once again, anything can be altered. Give me a 2 real quick. Alright, coming in this way. I now can attack here. I can attack the arm. I can swing under and attack from this direction. There's always, always, always another way of doing it. Play with what I've shown you. Work with it. See what you can do. And then I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.